Welcome to Easy Email Marketing. I'm your host, Yael Keown, mum, FIFO wife, MBA, coffee lover, survivor superfan, and creator of the email experience. In Easy Email Marketing, you'll benefit from my nearly 20 years experience, where I'll be teaching you all the tips, tricks, and insider info on how to create feel-good, non-spammy experiences for your subscribers. Let's get stuck in. Welcome back to Easy Email Marketing. I'm your host, Yael Keown, and today is all about promotions. So yes, while I am always rabbiting on about building engagement and leading with value in your emails, ultimately, the reason we are using email marketing is to make more sales. So this episode is all about that. And of course, the timing is perfect for this as we are mid-October and things are gradually gearing up for the peak promotion time of year. We're talking Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, New Year's, and there are always a ton of launches happening right now or opening doors for things like masterminds or 12-month packages to start the new year. And especially if you're doing something like a Black Friday, Cyber Monday campaign, you really do need to get in early. And the more planning you do, the better. So now is the time to start thinking about this. And it's my hope that this episode gets you inspired to take action. But knowing me, I don't want this to be your traditional flash promotion advice. Instead, I'm going to give you some more left of center ideas, both for your overall campaigns and some individual emails. So no generic promotional structure advice here, I promise. But first, I do want to cover off a few key factors that you need to think about when it comes to running a successful email promotion. Firstly, I do come back to this. Make sure you engage your list first. You need to create ready buyers in advance and build that social capital before you send out your offers. So if you have not been sending out helpful content or engagement content in advance of your promotion, then your promotion will not do as well because all of a sudden you are just sending sales emails. So even if you aren't planning on running a promotion for a month, you need to be starting now with sending them great content, great emails that they want to open and click and engage with. Secondly, we need to make sure we make our sales as easy as possible. So we want to minimize distractions. We want to make sure your calls to action in your emails are clear and obvious and that you can get your subscribers to payment or commitment quickly. So adding coupons automatically or getting them to their booking links, and also things like reducing options or just making it really obvious about what is the best thing for them. Anything that can help them reduce that fatigue of making decisions, anything that can stop them having to click somewhere else and go somewhere else and get distracted by something, we want to make sure those are removed. Thirdly, we do need some sort of urgency as part of a promotion. Yes, you can make sales in between promotional periods without having some sort of external urgency, but specifically we're talking about promotional campaigns here, so we do want to have an urgency factor in. So whether that's a discount ending, early bird pricing, maybe you have limited places, maybe it's a deadline for shipping before Christmas. Whatever it is, make sure we have some sort of urgency factor in there. Fourth, we want to make sure you are sending enough emails. So many people I see send out like one email, maybe two, and then they go, oh, it didn't work. But the truth is, multiple email promotional campaigns outperform single sends by factors of 3 to 5 times. People need reminders. People might not see the first one. So we want to make sure we've got a good combination of like a heads up email. We've got our announcements, we've got our reminders and our value giving stuff in the middle. And of course, our last chance. Definitely, this depends on how long you are running your campaign for as to how many you are sending, but make sure you are sending enough. And if maybe that makes you think, okay, I don't really want to send that many because I got people who just aren't opening my emails. Well, that's where tip number 5 comes in, and that is to use segments. This is where you might send all of those emails to the most engaged people and limit the amount you send to the people who aren't so engaged. So maybe they just get 3, whereas everyone else, the really engaged people, get 7. Or you're making sure you're using segments to enable people to opt out of a specific promotion so they don't get those emails. Or maybe, or definitely, you should be excluding anyone who's already purchased that specific offer. You could exclude people who have made a purchase in the last few days, whatever you think is relevant for you. And then number 6 is we can take this segmenting to a new level, and that is to make each individual email a bit more dynamic, a bit more personal, by adding conditional content blocks. So maybe the offer or the specific product recommended is different, although dynamic content is a dynamic product feed that is tailored based around that subscriber's activity browsing your website. So we can put those factors in too, just to make them more personal. And finally, the key factor number 7 is to schedule ahead of time. Try not to be doing this last minute, because what happens when you do it last minute is you'll either just phone it in and go with something boring, or you might go let those mindset struggles come in and go, oh, you know what, I've sent enough, and you might not actually complete your full promotion. So they are 7 key factors I want you to think about before you even begin your email promotion. Engaging your list first, making it easy, creating urgency, sending enough emails, using segments, using conditional or dynamic content, and scheduling ahead of time. Okay, there's some of the ground rules. Let's get into the fun. Firstly, thinking about your overall promotion and what it is you are offering. Yes, of course, there are always your % off discounts, and I have no qualms about you offering that, but I get that people don't want to be doing that all the time. A side note, with things like Black Friday, the expectation is generally that there will be some really big juicy discount, because that's just what people associate with that time of year. So I wouldn't be trying like a Black Friday campaign with just a 10% off discount, because it doesn't really, inspire people. If you don't want to discount more than that, that's fine. Just maybe not do a Black Friday promotion, but instead take these ideas and do something different around other times of year. So if we're not thinking about, % off discounts or free shipping, etc., here are some other approaches you might want to think about. The first one could be bundles, or building your own bundles. So maybe have a few products together, a few courses together, or maybe you enable people to build their own of a combination of product categories, and based around how much they add to the bundle depends on how much discount they get. There could be a mystery gift bonus. So maybe instead of, they just get a bonus specific product, it's a mystery, but it's something related that they are interested in. Third could be surprise drops. This is actually a great thing to put in to something like a Black Friday campaign. And these are offers that are only running for like 2 to 4 hours. So maybe it's a really extra juicy offer. But by having these things embedded in, or just now and then, this unpredictability trains your subscribers to open your emails immediately rather than just ignoring them. Another could be a price rollback. So yes, this is a pricing one, but it's, say pay 2020 years prices, and you can have all sorts of fun with that in terms of, time warps, etc. And, flashback to before the cost of living went sky high. Number 5 is your classic BOGO, buy one, get one, but I don't want you to just limit these to products. You could do this for things like online programs too, which will bring a friend, and that way you can split the cost with a friend or something. So buy one, get one is a great thing you can put into. Another is bonus style one is a limited time upgrade. So perhaps they get extra one-on-one support. Like maybe they don't normally get a coaching call, but they do. Or maybe it's a group get it done day. Or an upgrade is, they get the next quality option, or they get some sort of guarantee, or there's some sort of, bonus to do with their product. Number 7 is to try before you buy, or a membership style thing could be 7 days for $7. So basically offering a trial period that you normally perhaps wouldn't offer, but it gives them that opportunity to get involved. Then we've got pop-up offers. So you do have things that could be really timely around, this time of year, whatever that is that you are focusing on. So it could be themed products for Christmas or New Year's, or it could be things like strategy planning sessions or audits or things like that specifically for the new year, like plan out your 2026. Gosh, it feels really scary saying that. Something that's a pop-up that's relevant to this time of year, and it's just limited availability. You've only got limited number of spaces and it's not something you normally do, so that creates the urgency. You could just have a very basic like mini challenge or some sort of education series around a particular topic. And it could be saying, hey, join this little challenge. You get an email a day, or you get or you just send out a series of educational emails or helpful emails for a few days. And then you create an offer at the end of that, or give them, their next step. And then finally, it could be a pay it forward. So this could be instead of offering a discount, you say you're going to donate to a charity of your choice for every, sale you make. Or you could say for every course someone purchases, or for every, strategy session or something that someone books, you're going to gift one to a scholarship or a sponsorship, a deserving business owner that's struggling, or someone in the community that's struggling, and you're passing that on. Or you could even say, buy one for someone that needs help, and you only pay like half the price or something, but they, so I'm doing half towards it and they get half towards it. So you've got a different approach. Definitely, you don't need to do this % off all the time. Of course, money talks, so they work well, but I wanted to present some different ideas that you might want to throw into the mix and just try them out. But now let's get into some specific emails instead. And this is where I think a lot of people struggle when it comes to promotions, because it's how do we stand out? How do we make our emails different than these traditional sale on now or get in before Christmas and all of those things that we see all the time and, really just find fatiguing. So I'm going to give you 5 different swaps you can do for your emails. So firstly, swap the boring announcement and last chance emails with some role playing or some analogies. Frame them as a story, paint a scene. So for your announcement email, you could frame it like an unboxing or a secret mission or a red carpet premiere or the final puzzle piece, or like you're dropping the tea. Do something that just really, creates a bit more of an essence, a bit more, story and character. For last chance emails, you could be doing things like throwing in a plot twist, or you could talk about the domino effect of missing out. You could frame it like a breakup letter or a storybook ending, or presenting like an alternate timeline if someone doesn't take action now. Bonus points for all of these, if you can use plays on words or analogies that somewhat relate to do with your business or what you offer, the types of products or services you have, so something to do with your world. If you aren't sure, honestly, just put this in to ChatGPT and ask it to come up with some twists on these emails and stories you can use using your business type. The second swap is swapping the overused narratives, so things like new year, new you, or up level, and focus more instead on the seasonal emotions and the behind the scenes or the anti-narratives. So for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, this could mean talking about, less things, more time. If you are a service provider and you offer people time back effectively. Or it could be how you're focusing more on quality, etc. For Christmas, you could talk about, sustainability and mindful gifting, or, trying to unrush, so going against the narrative. It could be about, even just the email itself being a safe space, giving it a soft landing, a moment of peace amongst all the chaos. Or you could talk about, removing guilt around, this season, or being having the perfect Christmas, that need for perfection that, mums often have around, making this the best day, and removing expectations. So you can use some of these anti-narratives. For New Year's, it's like definitely anti-resolution. You can talk about, that in-between time between Christmas and New Year's where you feel a little bit lost. Or you could talk about things about, finding the spark or how to take advantage of that fresh energy. But it's not, New Year, New You, that type of thing. So think about the emotion behind it and how it can hook in to your products or services or programs. Swap number 3 is swapping the testimonials with mini case studies. So think about befores versus afters. So this is, I guess, where you do a deeper dive into one individual customer or client. So before versus after. Steal so-and-so's wardrobe. Share a story about a customer with their exact order. Like just talk about their life and say they ordered this collection. Share the exact process you go through when you work with someone, or maybe go behind the strategy, unveil someone's strategy or, their workout routine or the thing that made the difference for them. So instead of just rounding up a list of boring testimonials or reviews, focus in on some mini case studies instead to provide your social proof. Swap number 4 is swapping the gift guides with curated lists or offer recommendations or focusing your benefits of your offer for different types of people. So this is making it fun. This is like, which are you? You could add a quiz if you want, or you could just say, here are 4 options. So you could do this around someone's style. You could do it around shopping personality. So are you someone who likes to treat yourself? Are you a gifter? Are you more practical? Stages, starting, are you ready? Optimizing, maybe someone's mindset about buying, or, are you an overthinker? Are you an action taker? Are you a dreamer? It could be their experience level. So are they interested in DIY, collaborating, outsourcing? It could be the type of starter, like motivation type, like are they a fast starter, a deep diver, a steady climber? Or for making decisions, do they focus more on data, or are they intuitive, or are they spontaneous? So you could, instead of just making it, here's a gift guide or list of recommended products or the specific service for this person, instead say, this is for the overthinker or this is what the overthinker needs to know. So some really just interesting ways. And again, if you can link that back to your business type or your offer type, that is really, really powerful too. And finally, swap your FAQs or inclusions lists for specific objection handling and mindset reframing. So this could be offering some hard truths about, the maybe later people or the I'm not ready yet. It could be flipping cost into value and doing maths. So this is both time and money. So people say, I don't have time, talk about how this gives you time. Or if I can't afford this, you can talk about how quickly they can get their money back, what's their return on investment, or could be like a cost per wear comparison with the cheap jeans that they might get from Kmart versus what they would buy from you. Another example could be, what if it doesn't work? So maybe that commonly they have anxiety around, investing this much money, or if they try to invest in this change, what if it doesn't work? And maybe you just face that head on. You could also talk directly about why this isn't for everyone. And by doing that, you're focusing in on who it's actually for and being really magnetic to that person. Or finally, it could just be simply about offering them a permission slip to say, you are worth it, you deserve it, etc. Giving them permission to take the action based around whatever connection that you feel really supports them. So quick recap on those swaps that you can think about is to swap the boring announcement with some role-playing or analogy-based emails, swap the overused narratives to more seasonal emotional content, swap the testimonials with mini case studies, swap the gift guides with curated lists or benefits for different types of people, and swap the FAQs and inclusions for specific objection handling and mindset reframing. So just to really create more personality and interest in these emails. And these don't have to be long. So while I'm giving, all these different ideas, this doesn't mean you need 1,000-word email to frame this. It can just be an opening paragraph or two, but it doesn't make such a big difference. And once you have these ideas, once you have these angles, it's so much easier to get into writing that email. So if you loved the ideas in this episode, then I highly, highly recommend getting yourself inside Engaging Emails, which is my program that teaches you the complete email marketing system that goes beneath the surface to build real revenue generating results. In other words, the strategies to get your subscribers opening, clicking, and buying. And inside, there is a full module. So 7 drivers that we focus on, and one is purely all about sales conversions, which includes over 20 specific strategies you can use. Plus there are email swipe files that you can steal. So literally emails you can copy and paste and then go, oh, you know what? Take these emails, ask ChatGPT to take the emails that I've created, say, use an angle that I've suggested in this episode and go nuts. So I've got that for flash promotions, for beta offers, and for full, Black Friday campaign strategies. It's actually a whole one in there that you can steal. But of course, that is just one small part of the picture. I talk all about, designing high converting emails, planning, creating your content, setting up your automations and doing your segmenting, so many things that impact your engagement that go well beyond the words. So you can learn more all about that at yaelkeown.com/engage. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to hear from you about what you've enjoyed from this episode or what you want to know more about in future episodes. Please let me know over on Instagram. I am at Yael Keown. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to Easy Email Marketing. It's an absolute honor that you chose to listen. If you love this episode, then it would mean the world to me if you could leave a review so that others can find this podcast and make their email marketing easy too. Finally, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss a thing. Until next time, have an awesome day and make sure to keep showing up and serving in those inboxes.